Hello folks, we are back on the air. Vespo 27 here. We're going to play a little bit of Elite Dangerous. If you just bear with me 1 second, we'll get started. Probably not going to do too long a stream today. Probably shorter than usual, just because I've been having a little bit of issues with some of my equipment, especially my headphones and my mic. So we'll see if it holds out. In the meantime, we're going to try and have a little bit of fun here. So tonight, I'm going to fly some of my lighter combat ships that I've been fooling around with a little bit and working on engineering. There's the Imperial Courier that you've seen before. I think I showed it off a few weeks ago when I redid it to have more of a stealth fighter role. That's actually been working out pretty well for me. And I have another ship that I kitted out. Actually, let me switch to it just to show you. The other ship that I kitted out is my little Imperial Eagle with a railgun and some burst lasers. It's nice. It can punch above its weight as long as I fly smart and stay out of trouble, but it's very fragile. And it lacks some of the amenities like a like a fuel scoop or anything like that, because it's got so little room. But it does have a fun paint job. I haven't done a lot of I've done very little engineering on it, just enough to get by. But for now, we're going to start off in my Courier, and I think, let's see if there's any good missions. If I don't see a nice combat mission that I want to take that I think I can handle with this ship, I'll just go out and get into some trouble and do some bounty hunting. So if you remember, this Courier is set up to be a stealth fighter, so I've got clean drives, I've got clean drives with thermal spread to keep the heat down, I've got low emissions power plant with thermal spread to also keep the heat down. I mean, I could take Courier missions and stack them up, but that would be a little obvious for a Courier. Yeah, but I basically engineered it to have at least my major components as low heat as possible. And for weapons, I've got 3 beam lasers that are efficient beams with thermal vent. So when I hit a target with them, it cools me down even further, making me harder to target. And it works well enough that when I get all 3 lasers on a target, I really lay into them, that you can actually see the frost accumulate on my windshield. It's kind of cool when that happens. So let's see. Got a pirate takedown. Swivel Bebop. Okay. Not too far away. Wants an interdictor. I don't have an interdictor, but I may not need it for this mission. They always say that, but there's usually a mission target. I'm gonna put that one, keep that one in my back pocket. Let's see if I see any others. Yeah, we can try that one. It's here. It's in a system not far from here. Yeah, it says, it warns me that I may need an interdictor, but these missions seem to always have a waypoint set. So let's accept this mission. It's not a terribly high-paying job. What's the level on it? Not a terribly high-level job either, but it's the name of the game is just to have fun with have fun with a much lighter ship than I normally would fly. Let's get this targeted. Most of these assassination missions, it seems like, jump into the system. Half the time when I'm taking assassination missions, I'll find the mission target at the nav point when I'm going to scan the nav point to look for the when I go to look for the mission waypoint. Otherwise, I scan the nav beacon and find my mission waypoint. I'm assuming if I had the patience to go through and do it with the FFS scanner, that I'd eventually find the find the target waypoint as well. Alright, let me just, while I'm making my way to the opening, I gotta make a little adjustment here. I've got my headphones a little too loud. Let's see, I've got all pips to engines. Max thrust comes out to be about 360. When I hit the boost, gets me up to about 485. Which isn't bad. Most ships will do better if you use dirty drives. If you remember my old Vulture, that gets up into the 500s with dirty drives. Let's see, somebody was chatting with me. And one of the guys from the squad was in. I'll catch up with those guys later. Let's go get in trouble. Yeah, if you follow the channel, you may have noticed that I put a video up earlier today. That's actually something I recorded last night. And, mission objective detected. It always says that, but I can never find the mission objective until I actually scan the nav. But anyway, yeah, I recorded something last night and added my commentary this morning and got it out there. Basically, incoming mission critical message. Mission critical message. Okay, I don't see a mission critical message. See, I'm probably going to shoot past it because I came whipping around the star a little too fast. Yep. I'm doing the loop of shame even with Super Cruise Assist. Alright. Yeah, so I recorded that video and added my commentary this morning, posted it up. All it really is I just wanted to do a quick tour of a fleet carrier, because there's been the system I've been working out of. There's been fleet carriers in and out of that system past couple of days. So took my mining ship, landed it on a fleet carrier. Went third-person camera, so you have a look around the hangar. All right, we found it. Then That's one problem with this. It's a FDL. One problem with this ship is a little heavy for my power plant, so I do have to turn off non-essentials. Let's see how cold I get. There we go. Yeah, so I'm firing all 3 beam lasers with 1 trigger, and my backup trigger is my shield cell. Come on, hold. Don't know why my pips kept resetting. There we go, get my windows nice and cold. He can't target me, because I've got I've got almost no thermal signature. There we go, starting to chew into him. It's an NPC, but it's still an FDL, so I gotta be real careful with this. He can mess me up bad. In fact, I'm gonna pop a shield cell bank before I lose my shields. Heat signature's up. I'm getting targeted. I've got him hurt.
Target shields online. Under attack.
Almost got him. And that's my canopy getting frozen. There we go. Alright. Now in order to open my cargo scoop, I have to retract weapons, wait a few seconds for everything to come back up. And let's look at my contacts and see if there's anything neat here I want to pick up. Yeah, we'll pick up a few things.
Cargo scoop deployed.
One of the annoying things, it's cargo scoop is one of the first things I'm obviously have a low power priority, so I'm shutting off when I deploy hardpoints. So so in order to use my cargo scoop, I have to retract hardpoints, then wait a second or two for systems to come online. We'll pick up some few things. Shielding sensors. I could always use mats because I need to trade them to get the good stuff. Let's pick up the spoils of this battle. And this one's, I got enough of those. would be nice to have a limpet controller, but this ship is a little too small. I don't even think I have a cargo bay on this thing. So it really is only full on phased alloys, salvaged alloys I've got room for. And what about focus crystals? I got room to pick up some focus crystals.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Let's see, there's some bad guys out here, I think.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
Yeah, we know.
Target shields online.
See, my heat signature's still pretty low, so you probably can't even see me at this point. Especially this far out. Well, I should be in weapon range in a few seconds.
Target shields offline.
That's good timing. We'll actually do some damage. Yeah, I bet he doesn't like that. Crate 2, he hasn't managed to turn around on me yet.
Under attack.
I didn't manage to get a shot off on me. Glad to be a hard time to you, sir.
Target shields online.
I got his shields back up, but he's dead.
Target destroyed.
Oops. Alright, let's see. Chemical distillery. Yeah, I need a couple of those. Let's see how long it takes me before I can extend cargo scoop. I'm actually hitting the button right now, and nothing's happening yet. There we go.
Cargo scoop deployed.
So you see there's some spin-up time, so that's a little inconvenient, but I've got a little bit of a gap with my power plant. I think I'm also shutting down, oops, missed. I think I'm also shutting down fuel scoop and frame shift drive when I do that too.
Scan detected.
I don't carry cargo, just bounty badgers. And so this ship has turned out to be not a bad little bounty hunter. And these are only NPCs and they're not all that great, but you know, I'm definitely punching above my weight class, at least for now. There's another compound shielding out here.
Cargo scoop retracted. Power plant capacity exceeded.
Let's see. So my Imperial Eagle, I may rethink my weapons choices in there. I like the burst lasers. I think they're okay. Good solid weapon, puts out a lot of damage, even if for small ones. You know, good weapon for stripping shields. Not modified yet, but you know, that's easy. But for my bigger gun on that thing, I've got a railgun right now. I thought it'd be cool to have a little ship with a big gun. Alright, let's see. This is a DBX. He got away. Yeah, something.
Under attack.
I'm doing bounties. See if I can kill warrant scan this guy. I think it's a little too late.
Target shields offline.
Poor little eagle, he's done.
Target destroyed.
Okay. Keep thinking they're talking to me. See if there's anyone else out here that has a price on their head. Heal back. I want it in a wing. Who's his wing bait? The sidey. Yeah, let's kill the sidey first.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Target shields offline.
Poor guy couldn't even see me on his sensors at all. Let's see. Heat conduction. Whoa. There we go. There's some good stuff out there.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Probably not gonna be able to scoop all this stuff up, but I'll get at least some of it. I've been working on engineering for my main ships. Like my cutter is going to soak up a lot of parts. Just trying to get my weapons all engineered up. But all these smaller ships that I've been fooling around with, they usually need a little bit of engineering just to help bridge some of the gaps or in some of their weak spots. For instance, this ship, the more I can squeeze out of my power plant, the better. And I don't remember how far. I don't think I completely engineered these weapons yet, these beam lasers yet. So that's a place where I focused on the drives and the power plant mostly. I may not ever be able to solve this power problem. I think my power plant. How far did I go with the power plant? I gotta look at it. I don't remember exactly. I think I went fairly far with the power plant. It's just because I'm using low emissions instead of overcharged. So I'm not boosting my... and I've got I've got like a 2.5 kilowatt gap with hardpoints open, so that's pretty sizable. So yeah, I need a lot of materials to trade for up for higher grade materials for engineering purposes. Plus, when I swing back to Colonia, I've got that
Incoming mission critical message.
I've got other ships up there that I want to clean up or finish up engineering too. Alright.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Okay, I think it's time to go back to the dock. I think it's time to return to base on this. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to find a landing spot in the local system so I can see if I can turn in some of these bounties that I've got. We'll try an outpost.
Frame shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Alright, didn't miss anything in chat. Back this down. I'm just going to land here because I haven't seen many places with interstellar factors out in this area. And I picked up a couple of bounty vouchers in addition to my mission targets. So I'm going to go turn them in here locally while I still can. And then we'll head back to Heinlein Dock. And turn in that mission. And we'll decide if we're going to keep on using the courier for a few more fights or if I'm going to switch to the Eagle. So I think I was talking about the Eagle. The idea behind the Eagle, I've got 2 burst lasers on that thing for stripping shields, and then on my medium hardpoint I've got a railgun to deliver a killing blow. Well, again, the railgun is nice. It is kind of hard to use because it's got spin up time, and they only come fixed. So you do have to manual aim. It can be a little tricky. I've used it when I use it against bigger ships. It's not a problem. It's really hard to use that weapon against smaller ships. So I'm considering swapping it out for something else. And I may just... originally what I had on there before I started playing around and modifying it, I had a multi-cannon on there. So lasers and multi-cannon, that's, you know, very typical weapon mix. I wanted to try something a little interesting. I used to have a Cobra that had 2 railguns on it. It was bad. If I fired more than one shot, it would really overheat badly. But if I manage to land those shots. Whoa. Oh, I'm at the wrong landing pad. Oops. Not paying attention to what I'm doing. That's one, where's two? The dot seems to be pointing me at one. There's two. Oh, there's one. Alright. That's why. That's why it was pointing me in the right direction, but it was on the other side of the station. And I wasn't watching the numbers. Well, good thing that dolphin got in when it did. So yeah, I want to use weapons that I don't usually use. I hadn't used a railgun in a while, so well, we'll give it a shot, see what it is. I'm thinking maybe I'll try something that I've really never used, which is seeker missiles. I really don't know how effective they are, so maybe a bad idea. But hey, maybe I'll try it out. Alright, let's go in. Finish up my repairs while I'm here. I really like the fact that I can do the standard repairs and reloads from the before I even go into the station services menu. That's a nice touch. Oh, there's interstellar factors here. These are local bounties I've got, so I got 240,000 in local bounties.
Incoming message.
And then here, yep, I don't have any other bounties. They don't like me well enough to trust me at the black market here yet. Alright, so let's go back into my navigation pane and go turn in this assassination mission. Poor Squibble Bebop, he never had a chance. So this courier is definitely fun to fly. It's fast. It's fast. It's maneuverable. That low thermal signature definitely helps. Because even with a not so good pilot, that especially the Fer-de-Lance should have been able to rip me apart.
Frameshift drive charging.
But when, you know, I'm giving him trouble by staying behind him as much as I can, and on top of it he's having trouble targeting me, that kind of adds up. And this ship has a pretty good bite for a smaller fighter, so what I did with the Imperial Eagle, I don't think I could do that at a standard Eagle. I think that might be a little too much. And the Imperial Eagle just looks cooler. So maybe we'll switch to that ship we'll take it out as is, and then maybe I'll go in and switch a weapon out and see what I can do. Like I said, I think I want to try seeker missiles on it, just because it's a weapon I've never used. Size 2, a cannon might be nice. I like cannons probably a little bit more than I should, because they're not as effective as they could be. They get good penetration though. But I think and they're a lot more user friendly if I can find a gimbaled one. I'm not sure I'd want to manual aim those. I'm not sure if I can get a plasma accelerator that small. Well, size 2 I should be able to get. But that might be a little too much power draw for that little ship. Well, we'll see. It should be coming up on Heinlein Dock any second now. See, this system actually, one of the fuel rats carriers actually passed through this system the other day too. Made a stop by them. I was doing a little mining, and I had a couple of tons of tritium. I was going to give it to them, but their tritium supply was all topped off already. So I went there. I actually sold the tritium at their commodity market, and the weirdest thing happened. When I left the station, I noticed I had an illicit cargo warning, and I look at my hold, and there was 4 units of tritium marked as stolen. And when I got back and landed at a station, I was going to sell it, look for a black market to sell it off. It wasn't in my hold anymore. Really weird. I sold the commodity there, and it left me with some of that commodity in my hold marked as stolen. So I'm flying kind of all Imperial ships tonight. Courier, Eagle, and Cutter is a few systems away, but you see me stream that a couple of times. Then I do have a clipper that I haven't used in a long time. I forgot how far away it is. I definitely have the money to transport it over if I wanted to, but landing pad 34.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, they call them pacification emplacements. I call them guns. Speaking of guns, fleet carriers have some serious weapons on them. If you go back and you watch that the video I posted earlier today with a brief tour of the very, very brief tour of the fleet carrier. Really just to look at it, but while I was approaching the fleet carrier, it was shooting at someone. I don't even know who, but it basically had laser cannons, laser turrets all along the length of it. So it was a little bit of a surprise when it started sparking off on someone. Alright, let's take a look. finish up our maintenance. Turn in our mission. So long, Scribble Bebop. It was nice knowing you for
Incoming message.
the whole 30 seconds it took me to kill you. Alright. Starting to get some rep at this station. Alright. Before we go, of course, to keep in line with the stealth fighter theme, I gave this thing a graphite black paint job, and it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I like any of the ship kits for the courier, and some of the spoilers maybe. The nose mods, I don't know if I like them. They look cool, but some of them look cool in some other people's pictures, but I don't know if I like them for me. So I don't know if I'm ever going to buy a ship kit. If all I really want out of it is the spoiler. The spoilers are maybe iffy with. I like the ship the way it looks. So the black paint job, or the graphite paint job, it looks the part of the stealth fighter. Nice looking ship, like all Gudayama, or Gudamaya, sorry. And that's that. Alright, let's go into Starpoint Services. And I will show you my Eagle. And before that, I've also got my Type 7. I've just been using that for laser mining, mostly to collect materials, but I've been picking up low temperature diamonds, so it's been good money too. Low temperature diamonds and tritium. And well, a couple of days ago there was good prices in this system. It was dropping down, so it was under $1 million last time I sold. So it may not be that good anymore. The other ship I brought over is my one of my old Cobras, which right now this is set up as a as my universal mining demo ship. It's got well, as much cargo as I can put in the thing, and one of every mining tool out there. And I use this to start making mining demo videos. I'm really considering doing another mining demo video because I see especially on Reddit, I've been seeing a lot of people asking questions about mining, and I've noticed that my mining demo videos have been getting a lot of traction, so I may want to do another one of those just to update it a little bit. So I didn't explain a lot of things in them, like managing the ignore lists and things like that, which are actually pretty important. But meanwhile, let's go over to my Imperial Eagle. We'll run it for now with the railgun. Go out and get into a little bit of trouble. Come back, switch it out, and try it again. So let's swap ships. I always thought Eagles were fun little ships to use. Even the standard Eagle. Yeah, let me go into outfitting menu just so I can give you a quick rundown of what I've got of this thing. Like I said, I only just redid this thing, so it doesn't have a lot of engineering. Here we go. I told you I had a good paint job on it. Very fitting for a crazy fighter. So, hard points, like I said, I've got burst lasers on the bottom on my two small hard points, and then big old fixed railgun on top. and that's the weapon I'm probably gonna. I may swap around. It hits hard, but it's hard to use. My only utility slot, I got a chaff launcher in. Then military grade power plant, got a little bit of engineering on it. Thrusters got a lot of engineering on those. Well, actually not that much. I've got partial dirty drive tuning. And I don't think I didn't do any experimentals on it yet. Size 3 frameshift drive, 1A life support. Yeah, it takes up weight, but I don't care. I like not having to race back to the nearest station if my canopy gets cracked. Power distributor sensors, I basically just A-rated everything for the internals and the optionals. Planetary approach, super cruise assist. Did a hull reinforcement in one of my size 1s. Got an interdictor, another reinforcement package. I got a 1E and a 1D. Wonder about that. So, what's the difference here? 1D is better. Let me see if I can... Did I mess that up? Oh no, that's why. Because when I put the second one in, was the best that was available there. I did it at this station. That's why I know. Interdictor, another hull reinforcement, a module reinforcement. I feel uncomfortable with the ship being fragile. If I was smart, I might swap that for a fuel scoop. Cargo rack that I really don't need. And a shield generator. Let me see. I've been flying this thing without a fuel scoop. Don't really need the cargo rack if I'm just going to be fighting. Let's see. Do I swap it for a fuel scoop, or do I put a hull reinforcement here and then go replace that 1E hull reinforcement with a fuel scoop? Let's see. I forgot that I even had... that here. So 383, this will get me up to 600, wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Because a little ship like this needs all the help it can get. So now if I pull this one off, I replace it with at least a tiny fuel scoop. That brings my... There's my hull integrity. Hull integrity to 525, that's not bad. I don't really jump very far with this thing. We'll try it like that. It's got more hull reinforcement than it did before, and I got the utility, the extra, at least a tiny fuel scoop. Alright, I wasn't really planning on changing this up right now, but I'm not going to swap it out yet, but let's look at some options here that I have available right now. Mines, I never use mines, so I don't think they're particularly effective. I could put a cannon, I could put a frag on it. Multi-cannon would be boring. They do have Class 2 missiles. They do have Class 2 seeker missiles, which may be interesting to try. I've got the railguns. Cannons may be viable too. Let's see. Got turreted cannons. Size 2 turreted or I've got turret are fixed in size 2. I don't have gimbaled in size 2, so I don't know if I'd want to do it here. Torpedoes, no, they do have PAs here. It's fixed, but it's still a PA. That's one I'll have to think about too. So I don't typically use PAs, but let's go out into the world with my railgun on. I'm probably not going to hit a lot, but you never know. And let's see, I'm just gonna let's see, yeah, there's some res sites here. I'm just gonna pick one of the res sites and just go get in trouble. I don't guarantee that I'm going to loiter in combat very long, because if I start taking hull damage, it's going to add up real quick on this little ship. But I'll at least go out and get into a fight or two and see how it goes. I'll come back, swap out a weapon, and try it again. This definitely has a bigger heat signature because I'm not being stealthy at all with this thing. Running dirty drives and all that stuff, and not being subtle with this guy at all. My defense is my speed, and I'm up to 490 with all pips, and I'm not even done with engineering yet. So this thing's going to be a beast when I get the full dirty drives with drag drive mods. And it's fast, it's quick, very maneuverable.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I got a big old railgun on top.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
I do have an interdictor on this one, and I did map my chaff launcher to one of my joystick buttons directly, so I don't have to flip through and change my fire groups for it. There's only low res here. I don't think there's yeah, I just have some low intensity res sites here. But it's enough, there's at least some activity going on. It won't be ships too big, so it should be stuff that I can handle in the Eagle if I'm not dumb about it. And again, while we're in Super Cruise, just let's admire that paint job. I kind of dig this crazy purple paint job. Usually not one for there we go in the light. Usually not one for really wacky paint jobs, but that looks good on a little light fighter. I like the cockpit layout of the Eagle. I feel very forward. No problems with perspective and weapon convergence. Although those two bottom-mounted guns are a little far back, so you know, I do have to keep my nose up to keep them on target. And again, the railgun is a fixed mount weapon, and the beam lasers are gimbaled, so I really don't have to aim with the beam lasers, but I do have to aim very carefully with the railgun. And as you know, with a railgun, you hold down the trigger, it charges up, and then it fires when the charge is done. So there's a significant delay, so you got to kind of get your pips on target, hold it down, and then if you slip off target, let go and try again. So it's really, really hard to hit small, fast ships. It's still tricky to hit larger ships, but larger ships are definitely doable. Last time I flew this thing, I took on, I think it was a chieftain, but it was an NPC, like novice pilot. So it was really easy to stay behind him, and I was able to put a lot of hits on him with the railgun, which I don't think he liked very much. Alright, here we go. Let's drop into this res. Weapons are hot. See, that guy's probably the pirate. Drop ship. I don't know if I should mess with this. Rebuys. I got a cheap rebuy, so what the hell. Drop a chaff already. Might actually be able to use my oh, he's dropping chaff. Oh, that was not good. Oh, don't ever let a dropship ram you. That hurt. Knocked out my shields and took out about 12% of my hull. He's messing with somebody else right now, though. Oh, it's a good thing I got company on this one. Let's see what goodies he dropped, if any. High density composites, can't pass that up.
Cargo scoop deployed.
And unlike my courier, I can actually open my cargo scoop while my hard points are deployed. So yeah, that guy could have messed me up pretty bad. Took a couple of good hits from him. Luckily, other people were ganging up on him. I missed. Luckily, other people were ganging up on him too. So I got a couple of good shots in with the railgun. I really should not be tangling with that guy one-on-one. Oh man, I'm a mess. I don't know if it's just me, but
Scan detected.
It's significantly harder to scoop in this thing than it was in the courier. Galvanizing alloys, I've got plenty of proto-light I need. So let me just grab one more of these and we'll go find another fight. Looks like
Cargo scoop retracted.
an FDL. Jeez, they really want to. Somebody really wants me to send me to rebuy. Good thing he's mostly harmless. Missed. That was a hit. That wasn't really a fair fight. He never got to shoot at me.
Target destroyed.
Alright, nothing too crazy there. Got the juice for another fight, I think. Let's see if there's any other targets around here. That's all security. That's that wing of Aisling Guardians. I'll go pick up another mat or two.
Cargo scoop deployed.
While I'm doing that, maybe someone else will drop in.
Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed.
The cargo scoop on this thing is much pickier. It felt like it was almost easy to do. It was a lot easier. It was definitely a lot easier to do in the courier. It's probably just position of the nose. Type 6 out there.
Cargo
Button
scoop
up, go investigate him. Clean. Another T6 out there, I thought. Nope. Waked out. Another assault ship. Oh boy. They really want. Someone's trying to send me to rebuy. This guy's got to be back.
target shields offline.
Tricky part is remembering which of the three pips is for which weapon. Yeah, I don't think you like that.
Target shields offline. Target shields offline.
not playing tricks with flight assist yet. It's a miss. Watch the heat. I think I think I finished him with that last shot.
Target destroyed.
Let's see what we've got here. Let's grab a chemical processor while we wait for the next
Cargo scoop deployed.
next target to come out. I'm doing pretty good. I haven't taken any hits since that first duel, but there's plenty of security around, so I'm not really sure why the bad guys even want to drop in here. Target's just out of range. That's a miner. Let's see what this guy is. Oh, scoop's still down. Wonder why I'm not getting anywhere. It's because my scoop is still up. That's a comp. Alright, I think this is... Oh, there's a target. That's gotta be a bad guy. Nope, that's another miner. Vulture, let's see. He's probably going to get out of range. He's a little too far. Probably not even going to be able to use my railgun on him. Nope, he's gone. Got some nice views here. I think looks like it's slowing down out here. Let's see. Let's bring it in. We got a couple of bounties. I could keep doing this for a while, I think. As long as I'm smart and not trying to take things on one-on-one. There's a couple of fleet carriers in the system, looks like. Get out of mass lock range of this ring. See, this has a good cockpit. It's lots of space to look around. It's one thing, cockpit like on the Anaconda annoys me because you get up about this high, you really can't see above you at all. Oh, my combat rating's almost moving up. 76%. Seems that once you get up... It seems like I've been stuck in expert forever.
Frameshift drive charging.
And probably a lot of that is just because I spent a lot of time exploring and mining. Rather than fighting, so I was a little built up. So that you can see against the bigger ships, the railgun is not bad at all. A little rusty using it, but it does work. but I do want to try other things. And these little ships that aren't really my main ships, that are just out there for fun, are the perfect thing to try them out with. See, I've never flown a Fer-de-Lance or a Mamba, so we want to build one of those, but that's going to end up being like a main ship for me. So I'm going to wait on that until at least finish engineering the ones that I'm really trying to get maxed out now. And while I'm working on weapons and shields for the cutter, it's just taking a lot of materials. So part of this is just collecting more materials. So I'm just gonna have to run around to material traders left and right and keep upgrading, as I've got the cutter. I've got 4 lasers and 3 multi-cannons of all different sizes to finish engineering. Alright, we're going to bring this into dock here. Cash in. How many vouchers do I have? About 200,000 in vouchers. Not bad for not being out there that long. That's actually a pretty good take for a light fighter. Like even in my Vulture, which is definitely not a slow ship at all, and not a large ship at all, it doesn't feel as nimble as these little guys. And that Vulture that I have up at Colonia, that's pretty heavily engineered, is a pretty nasty beast. It's good. I can actually go toe to toe with some bigger ships on it, at least for a little while, because it's got really tough shields on top of nasty weapons. Nasty because of how engineered they are. I think that's the one ship where I really definitely fully engineered my weapons. And the Vulture is fun to fly. The Eagle and the Courier are also fun to fly in very different ways. Like you saw, the Courier was good at avoiding getting hit. The Eagle is nimble enough that I can stay on people's rear and actually break off if I had to, like that Federal assault ship that ran me and almost caused me a lot of problems. I was able to break contact with him until I could recover a little. Oh shit. Yeah. I was talking too much. And just lined up on the lined up without requesting docking. Alright, so I banged myself up a little boosting back out of the station. Good thing nobody was in the way. Boosting out of the station and bouncing off the cage. You ever have that sinking feeling that you forgot something? There's my pad. picked a 400 credit fine. That's alright. Alright, some other anonymous access. I'm just going to have to... it's not even going to let me repair. Ugh. I'll have to go pay. Alright, let's go in and pay that fine off. $400 credit fine. Let's cash in my vouchers while I'm here. And we'll do a refuel, repair, restock. Patch up my hull and my paint job so I look good. Alright, let's head over to the outfitting screen. So even though that railgun was actually a successful weapon, like I said, we're going to try something different, and I think I'm going to try the seeker missiles just because, like I said a couple of times already, it's something different that I don't normally use. Alright. Alright, railgun. Might try a PA at some point too. Usually don't use frag cannons either. Put in a seeker rack. How many missiles do I have? 18. Yeah, I really don't know how effective these weapons are. Less armor piercing. It's obviously less damage than a railgun. Lower rate of fire, lower ammo clip size. But I bet you I'm going to hit a lot more with it. I get the funny feeling this is definitely not going to be as effective. Let's see. Let's just leave the railgun here. I know I can buy another at any time. And see about the missile rack. So there we go, seeker missiles. It's a different weapon. I've never used it before, so this ought to be interesting. I gotta restock. Ammo's probably expensive for the things, but that's alright. I've got a good amount of money. Check my fire group, should all be okay. On button 2. Alright, let's get out there and get in trouble again. Let's go to the other res. They're about the same distance away, so it really doesn't matter. When I come back in this time, I will try not to screw myself up so bad. Hold on a second. Yeah, the cord on my headset is finally starting to go, so one of my ears cut out a little bit. It looks like I may have be ordering a new set of headsets in a new headset from Amazon shortly.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So this headset, I'm actually going to see if I can find the same headset, because this headset lasted me a long time. I can tell it's just starting to go, and it's just going to start getting worse, because it's the strain relief for the plug. I think, well, my kids like to use it, so I suspect that he was a little rough with it. But, yeah, this was a pretty durable headset. I kind of liked how the mic worked, and still does work, and whatnot. So I may get another set of these if I can still find them. See, my older set, I actually had two sets, well, two of the same set. You know, it was they were a little clunkier looking than the one I've got now, but they worked really well. They were comfortable, they sounded good, the mics worked okay. You know, the mics worked well enough for a voice mic, but the plugs on them just wore out real fast. Like no joke, the strain relief was horrible on them. It looked okay. It looked like it was a pretty robust strain relief, but the plugs just stopped working after a while. And again, I have kids, so you know they like to twist the cables at weird angles and leave them there and put pressure on them and strain them. But both of those headsets wore out real fast. This one held up much better. So I don't even remember what brand name these are, but if I plug in the USB connector on them, they'll light up and change colors. But the whatever brand these are, like I said, I forget what brand they are. This is more less gamer looking. So if I wear them on a work call and it's a video call, I don't look completely ridiculous. All right, let's drop in. And try out our seeker missiles. Come on, almost there. Further out in a more diffuse part of the ring. Deploy missile. That's a missile. That's a missile reticle if I've ever seen one. That's a hit with a missile. Missiles are kind of fun. Have to see how it is on ammo. Got him. I used up a bunch of missiles on that, but hey, it seemed to work just fine. Filament composites. Alright, I don't think I have... I do have some of those. Alright.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Well, let's collect up some cargo. Alright, that's going to get annoying. I'm going to put the hard points away while I do this. Never used seeker missiles before. They're not bad. And I've only got one launcher. I'm a little ship, so the issue I see here with them, though, is that they don't carry a lot of ammo, and I can see going through quite a lot of them. If I had a second hardpoint, I'd carry 2 racks. That would help make up for the low ammo capacity. I'm sure I can get a... I'm sure there's some engineering that can fix that. Actually, with the right engineering, it might be nasty enough that you might not care if you got a... if you have a limited ammo supply.
Retracted.
Alright, let's head back over towards the res site. Kind of far away. So that guy almost frame shifted out. I should really try specifically targeting components. That's definitely a mining guy. See, he's showing up in the contact list. These guys are all clean. Guys that are usually flying out of the plane of the asteroid field are usually most likely ones to be the bad guys. Those are miners. There's a fight. Save some for me. Ah, they didn't save. They didn't leave me any. Ah, I killed all the bad guys before I got over there. interesting to find an Imperial Clipper at this thing. And again, it's an Imperial Eagle, even though it's got some good stuff on it, it's not really that expensive. So if I have to rebuy it, it's not really putting me out. It's nothing that a few low temperature diamonds can't pay for. This guy's name is Thargy. Really? This guy's clean. Not a lot of business at this res. If I don't start seeing stuff soon, I may just bolt out and go to the other res site. It's a new target, but that's just another miner. I'm not looking for miners. T7 is almost definitely a mining ship. Yeah, this red zone is not a lot of fun. Alright, I'm gonna lock in on the other res. That one seemed more active. If that one's as dead as this one, I may just go to the nav beacon.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2.
Nick, one fight was not enough. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's take a minute to admire the nice view outside this great cockpit. If I was on VR, this is the cockpit I'd want to be in. You can just see everywhere. It's better than most of the Lakon cockpits. Well, Lakon cockpits, you can actually look down towards your feet a little. There's some spaces and gaps in there that you can see through the windows down there too. But this Eagle has one of the best cockpits in the game, I think. Nice, unobstructed view. Very wide field of view. And the ship just looks cool. Well, so far, based on the one fight I had, I'm keeping the missiles for a little bit on this. Definitely worth trying some more. Okay, guns out. Sidey. Let's see who we. Guy's got tough shields. Work him a little bit with the lasers. Try to work him over a little bit more with my burst lasers. Shields come down. Missiles away. A tough Sidewinder. Done. That was a tough 6,000 credits.
Cargo scoop deployed.
That was the toughest Sidewinder I've ever seen. I think my courier accidentally killed the Sidewinder on a first pass. While I was still just jockeying for position. Adder, this is he's clean. Adder again.
Flight assist off.
Woohoo. Flight assist off might be... You might be able to pull some neat moves with seeker missiles for that. Oh, I saw a distant target down this way. Maybe not. That looks like weapon fire, not... Well, it's definitely weapons fire, and we got ourselves a bad guy. And a Diamondback. I kind of wasted that last missile on him, but hey, it worked. Let's grab some chemical processors. Doing good on manufacturing materials here. The cops are around. And took a few hits to the shields that time. Okay, let's see. Somebody tangling with the cops down here. That's an eagle. Yep, that's a bad guy.
Target shield is offline. Target destroyed.
Good hit with the missile. Contacts. Pirates. All right. Cobra. Lock on his power plant. guy's in trouble. Oops.
Target shields offline.
So these are not solo kills, but I'm definitely able to help out as part of a group. Tempered alloys. Don't see those all that often. Oh, and I left my cargo scoop out that whole time. It's weird. Sometimes that actually helps with maneuverability because you're not drifting as much. Got it. A lot of materials out here. Let's try not to forget to close my cargo scoop. This res is definitely a little more hopping. So I'm down to 8 missiles already. They pack an okay punch. It's not as heavy a punch as the railgun, but it's a lot easier to hit with them. So I'm making them count. So not bad. The low ammo supply makes me a little. They seem to do pretty well against smaller ships, but against, you know, I trying to shoot one of those, trying to shoot an anaconda with one of those, be like, just kind of annoy it. I don't think I'd be dumb enough to try and take on an anaconda in this thing, though. Alright, let's close the cargo scoop. Swing back this way a little bit. See if there's any contacts. There's one new contact up ahead. Just out of range, I can see his trails though. Someone's shooting. That's a good guy. I saw some shooting going on over there. There's the fight. At least let me target ID him. There we go. bad. Banged him with 2 missiles. Alright, there's another fight out here. Sidewinder, he wasn't going to last long. Contact. Let's get an ID on him. Bad guy. Alright, didn't get a chance to blast him with a missile. Let's see how many... 134,000. Okay. I wasn't doing a lot of these solo, so... ooh, compact composites. That's something you don't see every day. I like the engine sound of the Eagle. Definitely sounds like a fighter. It's definitely not a Saud Kruger ship or a Gudamaya ship. It's more of a luxury or a class thing. A souped up little hot rod. Alright, I think I've got enough materials. There's an anaconda. Luckily they're good guys. Well, good as in they're on my side. Alright.
Scan detected.
So I'm going to take it in, cache this stuff in. I think we had a good little run with our Eagle. And missiles, I got a funny feeling they won't hold up in PvP combat, at least not without some significant engineering. But for light bounty hunting against NPCs, sure, why not? It'll work in this config. Who's mass locking me? Oh, those anacondas that jumped in are look like they're kicking some butt out there. Based on what the NPCs were saying in chat. The one of them, I think I saw an NPC begging for help. Yeah, one thing with Super Cruise Assist, it really doesn't go full throttle. If you're flying manually, you can get slightly better times just because you can... it seems reluctant to go out of the blue section of the throttle. Meanwhile, for straight time, there it is, they avenge me showing up there. I think that was the Federal Security Service laying the hammer down on them. But yeah, for straight line travel, where you don't have to turn, there's no reason to really stay in the blue. but I currently have the button that I used to use for to pop into 75% throttle. That button, I remapped it to my chaff. Alright, coming in. Coming up with a gravity well, this gas giant. That's what the speed warning was about. Almost at the station. Yeah, so this is a big difference than flying the cutter in combat, where you're just slugging it out. Well, even though they've got thin shields, not a lot of armor, easily broken, can't carry particularly heavy weapons, you gotta watch out for these little lighter fighters, because in the hands of somebody that really knows what they're doing better than I do, these things are nasty. They'll get on your butt, stay there, and plug away at you until they get you. Type 9 or Type 10? Type 9. Taking up the whole mail slot. Okay, let's start looking for pad 31. It's right under me. There we go.
Landing gear deployed.
Yep, so I was able to do my basic repairs before I even got down into the before the elevator even took me down into the hangar. Alright, let me do the rest of my repairs. So I really don't know what engineering is available for seeker missiles, but I'm sure there's something interesting I can do with them. Alright, let's go get my bounties. So not very profitable, but not terribly profitable compared to get that much for 1 ton of minerals. But yeah, it is fun to fly combat, so can't complain about that. So I believe I'm going to call it a night here. It's getting late, and that's pretty much all that I got to show you with my 2 lighter fighters. The Courier is fun. It seems like it's a more robust fighter, but the Eagle is definitely a lot of fun to fly. And I think just fooling around with different weapons on that top size 2 hardpoint is going to be part of the fun. But I'm going to keep the missile racks for now. Anyway, if you've got an idea for a weapon to put on my Eagle that you want to see, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do it next time. Not sure what I'm going to do next time. I think I want to do another mining tutorial video, and we'll see if my recording equipment holds up for next time I'm going to stream. Again, I'm going to say it again. I might do a Saturday night stream. I might not. We'll see. Probably not this week. And if not, I'll see you next Friday. And look out, because I may do another short video in between sometime during the week. So especially if I get my headset sorted out early. So thanks a lot. Have a great night. I'll see you next time. Keep flying.